Hello, Seiiti Arata. How can you make today better than yesterday and tomorrow better than today? When you raise your standards, you raise the quality of the results you reap. There are people who work very hard, putting in lots of hours with a lot of effort and also making a lot of sacrifices, but this effort is not always rewarded with the adequate results. It is not enough to work hard. We must work intelligently. Raise your standards. Raising our standards makes the whole difference, but what does that mean? The work you do must be of very high standards. You need high standards to avoid distractions and keep you focused. You need high standards to select what is the minimum acceptable service or product that you deliver. Half-assed work is not tolerated. You must have high standards. Be clear on what you will no longer tolerate in your life. Be clear on the minimum you will accept in your life. There is no progress where there is no commitment to improve. Doing things to low standards will never lead to exceptional results. If we accept low standards, we allow mediocrity to enter our lives. If you think it's acceptable to do mediocre work, your own standards will drop. And since we are coherent creatures, what else are we going to accept? Bad quality work, incomplete work, procrastination. Everyone who works for 2 hours with focus can produce more valuable results than those who work 10 hours unfocused and with constant distractions. And this is applicable whether you are a student, whether you do some artistic or intellectual work. Especially if you use your brain at work, 2 hours of focused work can be more valuable than 2 years of unfocused work. So let me invite you to break free from the chains of mediocrity. There is no progress where there is no commitment. Never accept anything substandard, starting with the results of your own work. Reduce the list of tasks that do not inspire you. Learn to delegate what does not make sense and focus only on what you can commit to producing valuable results. And if you still don't know how to delegate, well, you can get our Productivity Ninja course and learn how to work productively in teams. Kaizen and continuous improvement. Instead of trying to be perfect, I will seek improvement. And this is Kaizen, the continued improvement. Here at Arata Academy, we follow the motto, your continued improvement, and we strive for improvement rather than perfection, because perfection is an unattainable ideal. We have to be humble enough to understand that nothing made by humans will ever be perfect. Everything can be improved. I can now work smarter than before. Today I can eliminate a distraction that was hurting me yesterday. And that is why I always think of continuous improvement. Not to be seeking perfection. Many people repeat the catchphrase, done is better than perfect. And that is not true. If I make a bridge with poor quality that collapses and kills many people, here you have an example of a job done, but with terrible consequences. Done is not always better than perfect. And again, never accept anything poorly done, starting with the results of your own work. Raise your standards. There is no progress where there is no commitment to improve. In Japan, the idea of Kaizen is linked to the renewal that can be done every day. It is not seeking some revolutionary change that instantly alters everything in one moment. We don't want to search for a magic pill. Kaizen is continuous and incremental change, always seeking improvements in our personal life, at home, at our family, at work. We cannot be complacent. Progress only happens when there is a commitment to improve. But how do we improve? By raising our standards, by investing in our education, in our training, by joining forces with other professionals who also seek excellence. You can always buy new tools and implement new techniques, but remember that the greatest value of all is the human dimension, the quality of people who make the projects happen. And when everyone around us is living the philosophy of this continuous improvement, then the results accumulate and real progress occurs. Let's leave behind this childish idea of wanting to revolutionize life completely. It is more practical to change our next action, and this applies to everything. Instead of wanting to never eat sweets or fried food again, I just focus on my next meal. That's all. Instead of trying to have everlasting love or reignite the passion with some melodramatic promises forever, I'll just focus on my next interaction. Instead of trying to build this multi-million-dollar company, no, I'll just focus on my next action at my business. And that is how I can abandon the illusion of revolutionizing things so that they become perfect. I accept things as they are, and at the same time, I raise my standards, striving for continuous improvement. This is how I can understand the next action which deserves my focus. If you want to make all this process much easier, you can join us in the course Focus by visiting the link arata.se/focus course.